there's a lot you can do when you're at a festival. You want to make sure you take advantage. You want to make sure you meet all of the other filmmakers here and connect and talk with each other. And one way to do that is by having, to make sure that your social media handles are out there and available. And I always recommend that filmmakers themselves are on Twitter, not necessarily as your film, because people like to hear from people on Twitter. People like to have a point of view. They like to hear opinions. And you want to become part of the conversation, part of the filmmaking conversation. So if you don't have a Twitter account, I really recommend you do that and start to use that. And so I have that on my I have my Twitter handle on my business card, and that's a good idea to think about. But also if you have postcards, is that mic on? Yeah. Okay. If you have postcards for your film, you want to make sure that all of your handles are on there and people can find your film, so that if they get home and your postcard's in their bag and they met you at the festival, they can go on and find you. So it's important to keep that in mind at this early stage. You want to have your social media set up before you go to a film festival. It's a really good idea. For your film, I think you should be on Facebook. That's the best place to kind of rally the troops. There's a lot. As much as we all complain about Facebook, everyone still goes to it. It's the behemoth. It's huge. It has, 1 billion users, and people lurk there even if you don't see them comment and share things. So it's the best place to find all your friends and family, and then their friends and family, and that's how you can kind of grow an audience on social. But it all starts at the festival level.
From the festival standpoint, we expect you to communicate with us. So if you were accepted into Full Frame, for example, we are sending you sheets of information about your film, format, when you're arriving. There are all these different people at the festival that are communicating with you, and one is our social media team. And if you don't communicate back to our social media team, you don't get any social media, which is crazy because, Full Frame trends for all 4 days in the Triangle when we're up and running for those days of the festival. At one point, I think Twitterholics said we were the largest, not only not-for-profit, but we were like in the top 5 in the Twitter sphere, just for the Research Triangle area alone. So we've got a really broad reach. I mean, we were named one of the top 10 film festivals by USA Today. That was done entirely through social media. So if you're not communicating with us on your social media, we can't help you.
The goal of all social media is really to build a community around your film. And that word community is very important. And when you break it down, the root is commune. You're communing with your fans. You're communicating. You want to make sure that you have two-way communication and that you're not just putting out my movie, my movie, my movie, my movie. Watch my trailer. Come to the random film festival I'm in North Carolina this weekend. You want to give them a lot more to chew on. You want to make sure you give them a behind-the-scenes peek on what it's like to make a movie. Most people have never made a movie, and they love to see those kind of behind-the-scenes things. This can start all the way back in pre-production, but you want to give them things to chew on. If you have a documentary, when I work on documentary films, I think about the issues, and I pull out keywords that are related to each film, and I set up Google alerts, which will give me articles across the internet every day that are about that topic, or if it's a movie with some stars in it or some well-known actors, or cast or crew members. Anything, so into your inbox every day will come a list of articles, and you can kind of sort through, and there might be something you want to share on social media that's not about your film, but it's about the issues related to your film, so that the people who have come to your page, for whatever reason, might latch on to that. So there's a lot you can do on social media. This is another one of my mantras, but shares are greater than comments, are greater than likes. So you're always trying to put out there something that someone will want to share, because that's going to put it into their own feed, and then those people will see your page and hopefully be curious about it. Highly recommend you put different posts up for different platforms. If you're sharing the same thing on Facebook and Twitter, make a Facebook post and then cut it down and make a Twitter post. Don't have that automatic thing happen. No. It's bad. Because when you get to Twitter, it just says it'll put the first 100 characters, and then it'll have a Facebook link. And no one on Twitter wants to click to Facebook. I guarantee you 5 people a day may click a Facebook link on Twitter. No one does it. And same thing with Instagram to Twitter. You want to make sure that the picture shows up right there on Twitter. You don't want to have to make someone click, because chances are they won't.